Alright, welcome everybody. This is Nick, here with 03 Drop. So, as it's coming to the end of the set, I wanted to start playing around with some different leaders and some different decks. The last one that I did was my YOLO Han deck, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. That is the Gohan with the triple strike for game. So, with this one, I wanted to go back to Shu-ture Trunks. I love this leader. Honestly, this is probably my favorite leader. He struggles, in my opinion, because it's hard to get really good crit out early, and without it, you just fill up your opponent's hand. And so, if they don't fill their hand with one-cost combos, then it's really hard to win. So what I have here is I have a build that usually, if I do win, it's by turn 4 or so. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So let's kind of go over it and talk about it a little bit. Maybe talk about some changes that I might make. So first things first, we do have the Kaba. Coming in with the next set, we're actually going to get the 1-drop Trunks. To be honest, I'll probably do 4 of the Trunks and maybe 2 of the Kabas in here at that point. I do still think the Kabas would have their use. I just don't know if I really want that many attackers that force me to take a life, because once you awaken, you don't really want to do it anymore unless you're going for game. But I love the new Trunks that's coming out the next set, because I can, take the life, give it critical, and then combo with the Champa to give it double strike crit, and that's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. So then we have the Gohan. This is just kind of a standard red thing, honestly. It's a 5k combo, so that's good. And yeah, I mean, it helps you draw cards. It gives you double strike if you need it. It's just a good card. Then we have the Furthering Destruction Champas. Again, surprise double strike. One of my favorite aspects of any kind of aggro deck. I love it. Forcing hit. So this is actually a really, really good game ender for this deck. And the cool thing about it is, because of the 4 Senzu Beans and the 4 untapped Trunks, you can tap out for hit on your turn and then swing and untap some energies and then still play other stuff. So yeah, I definitely like the hit in this. Honestly, it's probably what makes the deck semi-viable at this point. I'd probably put this, so like if Ginyu Veggies is tier 0, I would probably put this at like tier 1.5. So like you have Ginyu Veggies at tier 0, probably SS3, and maybe Androids at tier 1. This would probably be 1.5. Anyway, so then we have the combo Gokus. I'm not a huge fan of having to tap the energy to play this, but at the same time, the ability to draw 2 cards if it's your first combo on your turn is just so stupid that it makes it worth it. So then we have the Gohans. This is pretty standard. If you're going for game, combo some of your hand, drop him down, swing, combo some more of your hand. Pretty easy. Only requires 2 red energies, so that's good. The Mai, a lot of people have been torn about this Mai since the deck first came out. And the thing is, I love it, and here's why. You'll rarely use this as an actual blocker. This will either be a blue energy for Senzu Bean, it will be a combo piece that lets you draw, or you'll lay it down out of your hand for free, and this has a couple different uses. I have gone for game with Mai before. I have 1,000% swung for game with Mai, comboed up to 80 or 90,000 in just one. Also, if you have a couple of Mai's in your hand and you need to clear some space for Gohan, this can catch your opponent off guard. Most of the time, your opponent, if they know that you're running the Gohan, they know you have to have 4 cards or less to make them cost 2. And so having 2 or 3 Mai's, and I've done this before too, where you drop 2 or 3 Mai's out of nowhere and then tap 2 reds for the Gohan, and it just catches people by surprise. So Shu is in here just because nobody tells me how to live my life. I wanted another blue card in here just to have something to charge, just in case. So Shu is a free combo that does activate my ability. If I was going to take this deck to a tournament, I would 1,000% keep Shu in here. Is it the best card in the format? Yes, it is. Alright, on to Trunks. So, the Trunks is really good. Obviously, I mean, with this leader, especially for early turns, as a matter of fact, last night, I'm really sad I didn't get this on video, but last night, on my first turn, I was able to play a Kaba, swing with Kaba, untap the red energy for Trunks, play another Kaba, swing with that Kaba, untap the energy of Trunks again, and play a third Kaba on my first turn. It was glorious. So yeah, just being able to tap out and then surprise your opponent by untapping energies and playing more stuff is always really good. Plus, again, free 5k combo. Now, in this deck, I did choose to do the black super combo. The reason for this is because there may be a fair amount of games where your opponent doesn't awaken you, but you just win anyway. And so, with the new Trunks coming out in the next set, you may actually be able to go ahead and switch this back to Piccolo, because then you'll have just a ton of cards that will help you awaken, so it might not be as big of a deal. But for now, at least, I have the 3 Kabas, I have the 4 Kabas and the 3 Mass Saiyans. But at the same time, I just really like having that super combo, because I can literally get the super combo off starting turn 2 or so. And so, even if I'm not at 4 life or less, I still get to use it. It definitely catches some people off guard, but some people do expect it. Now, the Mira is another really interesting one for me. Again, my biggest problem with the deck is that while you attack a lot, you give your opponent massive hand advantage for at least a hand or two, or for a turn or two. And so with this Mira, what it does is it makes your opponent discard 1, and then because it's a black card, you basically need to use it that turn. So it gives you the option of swinging at your opponent to apply more pressure, or, you know, maybe they have a battle card and you can swing at their tapped battle card. Worst case scenario, you can play it and then swing with your leader and combo with it to draw a card. So either way, they're -1, you're +1. So yeah, I mean, it's just a decent card, 15k attacker. Then we have the Mass Saiyan. Now, with this Mass Saiyan, there's no board clear in the deck, honestly. Like, if your opponent gets something out, you're just kind of stuck with it. If I was going to play this in a tournament, I would definitely sideboard some more board clear. Whether it be the 5-drop Mass Saiyan, or, let's see, maybe some Jirins. And just in case of Cell Chain, I might even do a couple Minakas. But yeah, so he's basically here to help you awaken and to help clear your opponent's board. Then we have Scientist Fu. Honestly, I think Fu was designed for decks like this. You have a low energy count, you want to go ham, so like he just, for 1 energy, you get to draw 2 extra cards, 25k double strike. I love it. Then finally Senzu Bean, which is pretty self-explanatory. Now, if I was going to talk about possible changes to the deck, one of the first things that I have a problem with as of right now is that there are just a few too many 1-cost combos. To be honest, I really like the Foos, but I might take them out. I would possibly put in the Time Patrol Trunks instead, just because you're still getting a card, and on top of that, you're still getting an attacker, but it's a 5k combo. And also, you know, you don't have to have 7 in your drop. I will admit, as surprising as it may be, sometimes it is a little difficult to get to 7 in the drop without, you know, comboing way more than you really want to. And in a deck like this, you have to strategically plan your combos. If you're just blindly throwing stuff on every single attack, you're going to lose. You have to plan, okay, this is the attack I want to combo on, this one I don't, this one I do. And so sometimes when you want to play Fu and you're like, oh, well, I got to combo these 3 cards just to draw 2 from Fu, it's not really worth it. And so whenever you factor that in, plus the fact that Fu costs 1 to combo with, I think I'd probably rather have TP Trunks. The only other major change I would make is I would definitely take out at least 1, if not maybe even 2 of these Gohans. At 4, I just saw them way too often and they weren't super useful. Now, I'm not sure what I would replace. I definitely want another red card in here. To be honest, whenever the next set comes out, I might just switch all the Kabas for the Trunks and put 2 of these Gohans as Kabas. And then maybe do a third Kaba for a hit, something like that. But yeah, I would definitely take out at least 1, if not 2 of these Gohans. And it doesn't really matter what you decide to replace it with, but I would just make sure whatever it is a 5k combo. So you could even do maybe the 3-drop Pan. I guess you could do chain attack Trunks, but I mean, you literally have like 1 or 2 targets, so I don't really know how good that would be. Although, for the record, if any of you guys put in chain attack Trunks and you chain attack Trunks into Shu, just know you are my hero. That, you know, honestly, I might put that in this Thursday, just in the hopes of using chain attack Trunks into Shu. That would be amazing. So anyway, but yeah, as long as it's a 5k free combo and it's red, that's all you really have to worry about. So yeah, I have some gameplay videos of this deck that I will be putting up hopefully later tonight. So, you know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think, what changes you might make, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.